Is this not the best time of year? Are you not entertained? We've got upsets, we've got over-unders, we got point spreads. We're going to talk about all of that today on All Indiana Bets.
It is so beautiful, not outside, inside, watching games, March Madness. I got no more time for this. Let's start the show.
Let's go.
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Hammer. That is Scott Long. And we're going to do two things today. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to pick some winners. Scott, we got a big slate of games ahead of us.
People invest on CNBC. You don't know anything about them. We are going to make you money, and you're going to know about the teams and have fun. Let's go.
So I think the madness itself is entertaining enough. But when you have local teams still in it, it gives it that little extra kick, right? It's like adding that hot sauce on something that's already spicy. You already like it, but it just makes it so much better. And we have two local teams still alive. The Boilermakers beat the brakes off of Yale yesterday. Boilermakers covered against Yale yesterday. Something Purdue doesn't do a whole lot of, covering in games. And now they move on to play an interesting matchup in round number 2, Scott, the round of 32. What are we at with Purdue and Texas?
It's March, it's Purdue. You get a little stressed, right? You feel the anxiety. But they got through that first game, the Boilers. This is not a great Texas team. They have a lot of talent, but they don't actually feel connected as a team. I don't even think Coach Beard loves this team. I'm not making this an official pick, but I am loving Purdue if I've got to play this game.
Now, this game is tomorrow night in Milwaukee, 8:40 tip-off. Any Purdue fan feel good about going against Chris Beard in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
Any Purdue fan feel really good about that? Listen, I don't consider myself a card-carrying member of Train Nation or whatever Purdue calls their fans, but I do like Purdue in this one. It's not an official play for me today, but I think Purdue's going to find when they start playing some teams that are not these small teams, not these mid-major conference teams that have like 4 seniors, 5 seniors on their roster, they're going to have success. Purdue's bigger. Purdue's more athletic. Purdue is stronger. Texas is going to try to out-muscle Purdue. That's not going to happen. This is not that big of a number. As of right now, if you're a Purdue backer, I would jump on this right now. That could go up to around 4. If you don't have to get it to 4, don't take it. I'm in on Purdue -3.5 right now. Now, the Irish, was there any doubt that in that first 4 round, the play-in round, once that got past midnight, once it was on St. Patrick's Day, they were not losing that game. Once it officially became St. Patrick's Day, Notre Dame was going to win. Double overtime. And a lot of people thought, okay, well, maybe they're going to run out of juice. See Indiana. But that wasn't the case. Notre Dame looked really good against Alabama yesterday, Scott. And now you've got the Fighting Irish, another Indiana team, taking on another team from Texas tomorrow night.
Different team from Texas. This Texas Tech team, I think, is the best defensive team in college basketball. Notre Dame never faced anything like this in the ACC. This team is tough. They are right. They're a talented Rutgers, is how I would describe it to Big Ten fans. I am loving Texas Tech in this game. I feel like Notre Dame played their 2 games. They should feel great about what they achieved, but I think they're going to be out on their feet. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 15-point game at halftime.
See, Notre Dame, to me, looks like they're having fun.
They do.
Right? That looks like the team that's having the most fun of anybody in the tournament. Yep. And even Mike Bray looks like he's having a good time doing it.
I love that. I do love that. You sense that he was just really happy to be there. It had been 4 years. But this is a team that you don't have fun playing. They are going to really press up against Notre Dame's shooters.
I'm not really comfortable with that spread. That spread is a no play for me, but I'm kind of feeling that over. Over is the play for me in that Notre Dame game. Now, if we're talking about official picks here, look what your boy did last week on this show.
Congratulations, Hammer.
That should have been 5-0.
It could have
I got
been.
the awful bad break at the end of Purdue and Michigan State. Should have been 5-0. 4-1. We'll take that.
We don't do perfect here. If you look at us, we are not perfect human beings. We are not. We have flaws. We are telling you we
That's
have
an
flaws.
understatement. That's the understatement of the year. Look at us. We're not perfect. We have flaws.
But 80%? That's pretty damn close to perfect, and we'll take it.
So Texas Tech is like your first official pick,
Yes, it
right?
is.
Okay. I am going to make my first official pick, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Listen, there's no hotter team in America than the Tennessee Volunteers right now. And when the seeding came out, a lot of people, myself included, thought Tennessee got the shaft. How were they a 3 seed, but Kentucky is a 2 when Tennessee beat Kentucky 2 out of 3 games? How was Wisconsin a 2 when Tennessee won the tournament of the SEC, which was a really good and balanced, fun conference tournament? But it turns out things have a way of working themselves out. Tennessee has a much easier draw, I think, through the tournament than, say, I don't know, Kentucky? or even Wisconsin. So I like Tennessee here. This game is right in our own backyard, downtown at the field house. I will lay the 6, Rocky Top, Tennessee, over a Michigan squad that, man, they played a lot of games. I think the luck finally runs out for Juwan Howard here. Lay the 6 with the Volunteers. That is my first official play of the day. Now, if you want to get a head start on all of my picks, all of Scott's picks, there's a QR code right above Scott Long's head. Look at it right there. Scan that bad boy into your smartphone. You can get a head start. You can start making your picks now. Or you can just stick around, have a drink, watch this program.
Yeah.
We're going to break down every single one of these games that we've got some skin in detail. So, coming up next, who's going to make the Final Four? How's your bracket looking?
True.
But who do you have in the Final Four? We've got some future bets to take a look at. Feeling, fading, Final Four futures.
Wow.
Try saying that when you've had about 5
Ooh,
beers.
a lot of F words.
This is
Careful.
all Indiana bets. We're taking this till noon. Come on back.
All Indiana Bets is presented by Lunazul Tequila. Feed the Wolf.
Welcome back. All Indiana bets. Scott, there are multiple ways that you can gamble, bet on the NCAA
Oh, I
tournament.
know that.
You can do the individual bets.
Sure.
You can do the old school brackets, right?
I got that going on.
I do too.
How's
I got
that going for you?
all of my Final Four still intact.
Ooh, I only have 3.
Still intact.
But okay.
Who did you dirty?
I don't even want to get into it. There's a school that I maybe attended that fell apart. Their name's the Iowa Hawkeyes, and I guess they decided they were done after they were in Indianapolis. So, moving on.
Don't get too discouraged if your
Right.
bracket is busted early, because it's all about the later rounds. That's how
Yes,
you win the pool.
it is.
So we're going to talk about teams that can make it to the Final Four, not only for your bracket's sake,
Sure.
but for your wallet's sake as well. So we're going to do some feeling it or fading it. We're going to go region by region. I'm going to give you a team with the odds. You tell me if you are feeling this team or if you're fading this team.
Right.
All right, let's start in the East region here. The Boilermakers. Plus 240, Scott. Plus 240 to make a run at the Final Four. Feeling it or fading it?
Fading, but I don't really fade it that much. I just don't think the value of the dollar is great there. If you attended Purdue, throw $10 on it, but if you didn't, don't put $10 on it.
So with Purdue, and we mentioned this earlier,
Right.
they won long before they played a game. When Kentucky was knocked out by St. Peter's right here in Indianapolis, the road for Purdue became substantially easier. All you really have to do is take care of business and either knock off Baylor or hope Baylor gets knocked out along the way. Like if Purdue does not make the Final Four this year, no excuses. No more excuses. The road has been paved for the Boilermakers. Plus 240. I would jump on that now. I'd be shocked if that were any better along the way here. If you're a Purdue fan, take that right now. Let's go to the Midwest region. Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk, the Kansas Jayhawks. This is the team that I took to win the national championship in my bracket, Scott. I love the way things have played out for Kansas, the way that things are lined up for Kansas.
Right.
But the odds are not great for them in terms of getting a lot of bang for your buck. Plus 100.
No.
Is this worth your time? You feeling this fade now?
It's not worth your time. Now, is it worth your time to maybe put plus 700 to win the whole thing?
Right.
I think that's fair. I will say back in early February, after their Kentucky loss at home, I put that plus 1,800 for them to win the national championship. I got the little ticket. I'm super happy about that. I bought them in UCLA. I still like those two teams. Kansas's route is, it's like the yellow brick road. It just drives right through the state. No challenges. It's by far the easiest bracket. Iowa losing, who a lot of people had, getting past them. They're gone. You want to talk about no excuses. Look in yourself. You should be winning this one.
Okay, so I want to pump the brakes just a little bit because maybe somebody's watching this that doesn't understand gambling fully.
Yeah.
We just said Kansas has an easy route to the Final Four. Kansas, I've got them to win it all. You've made a bet for them to win it all. Why would you not make this bet at plus 100?
Because you just don't win that much money in this circumstance at plus 100. Grab the plus 700 because then you're trying to challenge Gonzaga to win it all in Arizona. But just to win this particular region, I don't like it.
Let's move on to the South region. And we mentioned them earlier. I think the hottest team in America, Rocky Top Tennessee. The Tennessee Volunteers plus 250 to make a run to the Final Four. Just got to get them in the Final Four at plus 250. Scott, feeling this or fading it?
I would feel it. I don't love it because, once again, there's not a lot of money to be made here. But I do think Tennessee is the team that can win in this region. They play great defense. You'll hear later my thoughts on their game today. But if Rick Barnes had a better history in the NCAA tournament,
bingo, I
would be all over them. But that would be the case with Purdue as well. So we'll see.
I'm feeling Tennessee as well, but the Rick Barnes factor, it is a little shaky for a lot of folks down in Tennessee. All right, so let's go to the West region. The #1 seed is Gonzaga, and they're the only team in the field that has a negative next to their number to make the Final Four, okay? So let's take Gonzaga out of the equation here. Is there anybody else you're feeling in the West region? Say Duke or Texas Tech or somebody else that you're feeling with the odds that are currently available?
Oh, I would love to go fade all day Duke. I do not like that team.
Because it's plus 500. That's not bad.
It's not bad, but that is not a team that plays that kind of defense. Now, you mentioned Texas Tech. They're plus 600, I believe. That one, I could throw some shekels in that way. I don't like Duke at all. If anybody's going to beat Gonzaga in that region, I think it is Texas Tech. That's going to be a war, differing styles, not the kind of thing that Gonzaga has faced all year. They are a unique team, Texas Tech, and they have a coach that looks very weird, like he's kind of a televangelist. It's strange, but I enjoy it.
So imagine justifying that to somebody. Yeah, I just spent $600 on a bet because Scott said the coach looked weird. I'm not as mad at Duke at plus 500 as you are here. I'm not saying to win the national championship. You just got to get them to the Final Four. You're one Gonzaga loss away, one injury maybe from Gonzaga away from having a pretty easy road here. Literally everybody else in this region gives you great value. And you've got Coach K on his farewell tour. Do you think any official has got enough hair on his peaches to have a call go against Duke in the closing minutes on Coach K's farewell tour? I don't see that happening. So again, I'm not in love with Duke, but the way things are lined up, plus 500 to make the Final Four, I'm all right with this.
Just in case you're confused, ladies and gentlemen, these are peaches right here. You see right here. We're just right here. I'm going to shave this off on the show if Duke makes it to the Final Four.
That's not what I found online when I made the peaches reference, but you do you. All right, Scott, give me another winner today. I want winners. We're looking for winners.
You know, did you enjoy that Kentucky-St. Peter's game like I did? Because I really enjoyed it. I did. I had watched them play. They were an underrated team. Now they play another team in Kentucky, probably the best team in Kentucky. Could you say that about Murray State? I think you could. But John Morant does not play for Murray State. Murray State is a 9-point favorite. Is that what it reads?
9 points.
In the NCAA tournament, in the second round, they are over their skis. This will be a tighter game.
You look like Fonzie jumping the sharks right there.
I feel like they might have. Do I think Murray State will win? I do, but I am telling you, 9 points is way too much in this circumstance. St. Peter's, you saw, that's a smart team that can score. They didn't just try to slow it down versus Kentucky. They faced Kentucky, and Kentucky, they cowered back to Lexington, looking for a new one and done and a new guy they can steal from some other program. St. Peter's.
Okay, so I will see your St. Peter's pick, and I'm going to keep it on the same game here.
Okay.
I like what you said about St. Peter's.
Yeah.
They score.
They do.
As a matter of fact, if you crunch the numbers here, they have one of the best percentages in all of college basketball of points per minute. That's what you're looking for if you're taking an over like I'm doing in this game. Murray State can score. They've got a couple guys that were there with John Morant. Good senior leadership. This isn't their first song and dance. St. Peter's can score. Murray State can score. And this really isn't that big of a total at 129.5. You're getting a lot of possessions per minute, a lot of points per minute, and if free throws can be hit, your toes are tapping, my friend. We're going over. We're going to ride the lightning, baby, and go over 129.5, St. Peter's and Murray State. When we come back, oh man, this is our favorite segment coming up. We got the long shot.
Yeah.
And you're probably asking yourself, what degenerate pick can you make when you're in the second round of the NCAA tournament? Well, hold my drink, my friend. I've got something for you. That's coming up next, right here on All Indiana Bets.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
Oh my gosh, you know.
The glasses are on.
It is.
Business is about to pick up.
The Long Shot, sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook. I am a man of the people. I have been in these studios 19 times, and 17 of these long shots have won.
Standing ovation. That's
Outright.
an amazing number.
Outright.
That's an amazing number.
Outright. And I did not love a lot here today. And if you would have told me a week ago when Kyle Young was not on Ohio State, they were playing Villanova, I wouldn't want to touch this game. I'd be on Villanova. If you didn't watch the Buckeyes, though, you missed a team that changed completely with Kyle Young in that offense. He makes things run. He's a little bit like Travion Williams, where he's a good passer and he kind of helps the offense, and they are weak at point guard. Now, this is an Ohio State team that has 2 NBA players, potentially lottery picks, definitely top 20 players. Villanova does not have that. I like Holtman. I think he's a good coach. Is he Jay Wright? Maybe not. But don't think that this is the past Villanova team. It is not. This is not a national championship quality team. I really love Ohio State in this situation. Sprinkle on the money line.
Oh, there it is, the
it's
sprinkle.
It's a long shot.
Man, what's that record again? 17?
17 of the past 19 when I am in this building have won outright, and they've all been dogs.
And when you bet a long shot, you get extra money.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at probably plus 210 in this game.
So you're probably asking yourself, wait a minute, the Degenerate Special. This is the segment of the show where Hammer picks some sort of small school from a conference nobody cares about.
I didn't think we were even going to do it today because it's the March Madness. How could it be? And then, wait a minute, there's another kind of madness going on. The madness of people that are even paying attention to the NIT. Bring it on, Degenerate.
Anybody can bet on the NCAA March Madness tournament, but the real degenerates are paying attention to the NIT, baby. And Texas A&M, at home, because they do home courts in the NIT, laying 5 against Oregon. Now, some teams, when they get in the NIT, they don't want to be there.
Yep.
They're embarrassed to be there. Did you see the press conference that the Texas A&M coach gave the other day? Coach Buzz was fired up,
Love
baby.
Coach Buzz.
He feels like his team should have been in, and he wants to go out and prove they should have been in by beating the brakes off of everybody. This has become a mission for Texas A&M, and I'm here for it, because guess what? The money you win betting on the NIT, it spends the same as the money you would bet on the big tournament. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lay 5 points. We're gonna pick up the Aggies. We're gonna go to the bank. And that, my friends, is your Degenerate special today.
Hold on a second. I got to get that in.
Yes.
I felt like I could play in that game. You were like Buzz Hammer.
Yes.
You were motivating me here. Oh my gosh, I love that.
I'm ready to run through a wall for Texas A&M basketball today. Again, don't forget, you can scan our picks in on the QR code. But when we come back, we've got even more ways.
Scan away.
Uh-oh, Grandpa's got a smartphone out. We're going to do some prop bets with America's favorite game show, Prop, Lock, or Drop It.
How do I get this flashlight off?
I'm going to take care of Grandpa here. Come on back. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, man. Are you guys ready to make some prop
Cheers
bets?
to you guys. March Madness, here we are.
Cheers, everybody. Little Lunazol tequila here. How about this?
Man, and then we've got going on while
Wow.
we're drinking the fastest growing game in America. It's called Prop, Lock, or Drop It. We are talking, did I read this? NBA? Who cares about the NBA? Our degenerate right here. Hammer!
Yes.
4 games? You care? You have information that we should bet on with all this other going on? Okay, we're going to do it. That's the NBA schedule tonight. The money spends the same. Isn't
That's
that
right.
your rule?
100%. And what's great about the NBA is some of these teams have flat out quit. So it kind of feels like you got a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah.
So hit me, Scott. What are we talking about here?
First up, we got the Timberwolves taking on the Bucks. Well, look at the Timberwolves, and I love D'Angelo Russell. He got a bum deal with the Lakers, and we're seeing it right now. The Wolves over/under for D'Angelo Russell made threes is 2.5. What do you say on that?
Made 3-pointers, 2.5 for D'Angelo Russell. I'm going to lock this in, and we are going to go over. And it really has nothing to do with D'Angelo Russell. It's who they're playing today. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, aren't they playing the defending champions? Yes, they are. But Milwaukee does not guard guards very well. If you look at the analytics of the NBA, Milwaukee is toward the bottom in terms of giving up points per game and 3-pointers by shooting guards. So I am going to lock this in. We're going to go over 2.5 made threes for D'Angelo Russell today.
Well, I hope you win on that because the analytics on an NBA game had me nodding off. I'm going to just tell you right now. That was
You can nod off, and I'll take my winnings and go to the bank, baby.
Same game. Bucks forward Chris Middleton. Over/under for rebounds against the Wolves is set at 5.5. I don't even know where you would get the reasons to make this happen. Do you lock it? Do you drop it?
We are going to drop this down low. We're going to drop it like it's hot because Chris Middleton does not rebound really well.
Yeah.
The first time these two teams played, he had 5. Well, that's not 5.5. And if you look at his last 10 games, he's only gotten above 5 rebounds 3 times. So based on the math alone, we're going to drop this down and go under.
So our last one of the prop lock and drop it is the Hornets hosting the Mavericks. Charlotte point guard LaMelo Ball. Over/under 19.5 points. Hammer. What do you say? Do you drop? Do you lock?
Much like the game we talked about earlier
Yeah.
with Milwaukee and Minnesota, Charlotte's playing Dallas tonight. Dallas plays really good defense. Dallas is one of the top defensive teams in the nation, and in the association. We're going to drop this down. We're going to go under 19.5. I think Dallas plays a good defense on LaMelo Ball. He's really the only head of that snake that they've got there, and I don't see him having a big game against a really good defensive team in Dallas. Drop it down, go under. Those are the prop, lock, or drop it picks for today. When we come back,
Yeah.
no more dancing around the question. What is the best bet of the day?
We won our best bets, both of us,
Boom.
last week.
Yes, we did.
Let's do it again.
Best bets of the day coming up next. Don't want to miss it. All Indiana Bets is coming right back.
All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook. The Best Bet is brought to you by Evan Williams. Bourbon done right.
As Scott mentioned earlier, we've been rolling. We've been making some bank on this program. Listen, we don't need to boost our egos any more than we do.
No.
But if you take the records that we have and put it against some of these scrubs you see on television, the people with the Botox and the fake tans, what do you want to see? A good-looking dude or winners? And we give you winners on this program. Scott, give me the best bet you have of the day.
Hammer, you are going to love this one because I am going to sing the Rocky talk.
Love it.
No, Tennessee -6. I liked Michigan in that first game. I did well with them. I think Michigan's not a bad team, but boy, do they suffer not having a real point guard. And Tennessee will make you pay defensively when you do not have that point guard. I will also tell you, Michigan has been dynamite. They've beaten Tennessee twice in the NCAA tournament in the past decade. John Beilein was the coach. He ain't there anymore. That team does not play like they used to. I'm sorry, Michigan. Tennessee is the play. They are going to probably march to the Final Four. It is one of my Final Four teams, the Vols. I like them big in this situation.
I'm probably going to be at this game this afternoon, so if Tennessee gets down and you see a really loud shirtless guy being escorted out by police, say hi to your boy here. All right, I am going to make my best bet, the gambler's best friend, which has been the Providence basketball program. We've talked about Purdue, how even though they win games, they don't cover. I think Purdue is 1-9 the last 10 games against the spread. Providence finds ways to cover. They're the total opposite of Purdue. Whether they're getting points, whether they're laying points, Providence can shoot free throws. Providence can get just enough offense and just enough defense against Richmond. Richmond shouldn't be here, and for every Cinderella, midnight eventually has to strike. This is a one-possession spread. I will take this every single day of the week. Give me Providence, a better schedule, a better league, and only 3 points. That is my best bet of the day today. Coming up next, Alan Cashman, the professional.
Machine.
The big, hairy American winning machine. He's smiling because he knows he's got a winner for us today. Alan Cashman will make his pick on this program when we come back. We're still going. We're going until noon right here on Wish TV. It's all Indiana Bets.
All right, I have a proposal I would like to make to our United States congressmen and women. If you're listening out there, watching, I know you are. Take Benjamin Franklin off the $100 bill and replace it with the face of Alan Cashman. I mean, it makes sense, right? All the man does is print money. He's done it in the NCAA tournament. He's rolling right now. And Cashman, let's get straight to it. It's round number 2. You got to play for us. Let's hear it.
Thanks, Peter. I'm going to take Tennessee -6 today versus Michigan. I played it yesterday at -5.5, but the line has moved to 6. Michigan is 5-21 against the spread in their last 26 games following a win against the spread. And then, you know, Michigan shot over 50% versus Colorado State. I don't think that's going to happen here against Tennessee. And this defense of Tennessee forces 15.9 turnovers per game. You know, I think Michigan's a team that barely snuck into this tournament. They're playing a really good Tennessee team. They might keep it close for a while, but I think Tennessee can cover this down the stretch. So I'm going to take Tennessee minus the 5.5 or 6 points.
All right, Hammer, before you start belting Rocky Top at the top of your lungs in the studio, Cashman, please tell all our viewers out there where they can get more picks just like that for the remainder of the NCAA tournament.
Sure. Follow me on Twitter at @TheCashmanWins, and then go to my website, thecashmanwins.com. You can get the rest of March Madness plus the entire Major League Baseball season for just $39, or you can get everything for 1 year for $52. That's $1 a week, and that's at thecashmanwins.com.
Cashman, we thank you for your time as always, and to our viewers out there, please go get some earplugs or do one of these, because here comes Rocky Top by Jason Hammer.
The most important part of singing Rocky Top is the woo. You got to get the good old Rocky Top. Woo!
See, I did that for you during football season. They don't need it. We're all 3 on the balls. Who knew? And now comes the final pick of the day. I'm excited about this. I got a little story. You like a little story?
Let me set the clock here. Your stories usually mean that
Get
I
it
need
on me!
plenty of time to have a drink.
Okay, so here's the story. This Buffalo region stinks. Not only are the teams not great in it, but they're playing in a hockey arena, and they're almost always slipping. Every game there's guys slipping. They haven't played basketball in this arena in 4 years. I don't know. They might be using peach baskets there because no one can shoot. South Dakota State, best team in the country, or second in three-point shooting and offense, could not make a basket. They had open shots. What I'm trying to tell you is Richmond is not South Dakota State. Richmond will have a hard time scoring. Providence doesn't score much. I know we're looking at a 60 to 58 game. That's well under 134. Take it, go under, and you can pay me as we shuffle off to Buffalo.
Shuffling off to Buffalo. Kind of like shipping off to Boston, but a little bit different. All right, so if you've been watching this program, you're probably thinking, all these guys do is pick favorites. It's March. There's no fun in that. Let me tell you something. You want some points?
Yeah.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts.
Give me North Carolina and 5.5. Of all the number 1 seeds, I think the most vulnerable is Baylor. Baylor is the number 1 seed here. And with North Carolina, it's spin the chamber, right? You could spin the chamber of the gun. You could get a bullet, like you got North Carolina against Duke, ending Coach K's career at home with a blowout loss. Or you could get the North Carolina team that looked really slow and lethargic against Virginia Tech. I think you get good North Carolina today, and I'm taking 5.5 points. There's a chance North Carolina could win this thing outright. I don't feel as confident in that. But if you're giving me second round heritage program, 5.5 points against a team that's playing their best basketball of the year at the end, I will take that every single time. Give me the Tar Heels taking the points with 5.5. When we come back, I've made some drinks for us, Scott.
Delicious.
My drinks never look as good
No.
as these drinks. We're gonna go on the rocks from the nest of Noblesville. Look at that. We're gonna
that's
find
cool.
out how you make that drink, and we'll do that next.
On the Rocks is brought to you by Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Hello, friends. Brent Holberson here. Welcome back to On the Rocks. We're coming to you today from beautiful downtown Noblesville at the Nest. And a couple of great people here with me today. I've got our Global Whiskey Ambassador, Mr. Bernie Lovers. Bernie?
Good to be here at the Nest and behind the bar.
Behind the bar where you are well-deserved, my friend.
I feel comfortable.
That's right. And we've got Kent back here. Kent's going to be making one of your signature cocktails today. Tell us about what you got, Kent.
Yeah, so I came up with this cocktail back in the fall for our menu, and it's a Mexican pomegranate mule. So I was wanting something a little smoky, a little pomegranate, thought it felt the season, and it's just gone. Everybody loves mules, so this has gone over great. I like this too because you can build it in the glass, so it's really easy. We're gonna start off with 2 ounces of. I love this tequila. This is El Humoso. It's a smoky blanco tequila. It's just a subtle amount of smoke in there, but it's really nice. So we're gonna start off with 2 ounces.
Yeah, sounds like a jazz singer from the 40s, Smokey Blanco.
All right. Yeah. And then we're gonna use 1 ounce of this Pama. So this is a tequila-based pomegranate liqueur. I've used this for years. It's
an
great.
awesome liqueur.
It
gives
is.
a great color, gives a great flavor.
Then we're gonna get 1 ounce of fresh lime juice in here. 1/2 ounce of our simple syrup.
Sweet and sour.
Yeah, right. Chill it down, a little ice. Give it a little stir. Let everybody take a ride.
Yeah, and Lunazul still come through, that beautiful estate-grown Agave with a beautiful small batch tequila.
And then can't be a mule without ginger beer, so we're going to top that off with some ginger beer. Nice lime garnish. And our house Mexican pomegranate mule for you, Brett. Let's see what you think.
Outstanding. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. Pomegranate Mexican mule. Gracias. Very, very good. Come down and check one of these out yourself down here at the Nest in downtown Noblesville. We'll check you next time on The Rocks. Cheers.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know what else is amazing? The amount of money that we're going to make today, baby. Let's go down the list
Get out of the way.
picks that we've got
to see
in
this.
play today.
Oh, right
I've
there.
got the Tennessee Volunteers laying 6. I've got the over, Murray State and St. Peter's. I think you're going to see some offense there. I'm going to lay the 3 with Providence. I'm going to be Pac-Man and scoop up those points with the Fighting Tar Heels of North Carolina. And our degenerate special takes us to the NIT. Texas A&M laying the 5 against Oregon. Scott.
Here we go. Winners. Tennessee is the big play today. Hammer, the cash man, and meet St. Peter's. Love them. +9. Come on. This is an under in the worst place ever to play basketball. Don't play him on a hockey rink. Okay. Ohio State +5. I'm like Ms. Pac-Man scooping it up because I'm not a misogynistic person like you've probably heard that before.
Oh, you must be on Twitter.
Texas Tech -7.5. Michigan Wolverines, it's over. It's been a nice little run. You at least made the tournament and got a win.
Look at this money. Look at all of this money. And you're probably asking yourself, how much more winning can we do? All right, so let's go to the production room here. Peter.
Oh, Peter.
This is a lot of winning right here. The cash man gave us a winner. I need you to give us another winner.
Hey, I gave you Virginia Tech last week. What more do you want,
did.
Hammer? I gave you Va Tech.
You
We're
did.
going to give you another one, though. Just for our viewers out there, we'll give you another one. How about Kansas -11.5? Normally laying a big number like this in the NCAA tournament, not a great idea. But Creighton is missing its 2 best players in this game. Their point guard got hurt late in Big East play. And then in the game against San Diego State the other day, their big man, Ryan Kalkbrenner, went down with an injury. He won't be available for the rest of the tournament. Those are the 2 guys Creighton runs their offense through. They had to come back late to beat San Diego State in overtime. I just feel like they're going to be out of gas here. Kansas is playing as well as anybody right now. They're rolling. So I will lay the 11.5 with Bill Self and company, and we'll take it to the bank.
I'm going to be contrarian a little bit. Creighton has dreamed of playing Kansas. It's only about 2 hours away.
That's fair.
And they never get a chance to play them. But I would still be with you and the people of the Southwest.
Sounds like Scott's playing both sides here, Hammer. He's like flip-flopping.
Got a future in politics.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, Scott Long, we give the floor to him for a segment called Stop It. It should be called Get Off My Lawn, but we call it Stop It, and that's coming up next on All Indiana Bets.
There it is. You know, I love March Madness. I'm not a big NBA fan. So I watch True TV, I watch all the TBS, and I know they bring in the NBA guys who don't know anything about college basketball. I love Charles Barkley talking about the NBA. He can even talk about world politics. I find him interesting. Not about college basketball. Most of the announcing teams don't know anything. I'm watching the Illinois game. They're all in love with Andre Curbelo. That guy tried to kill Illinois 10 times during that game. Stop it, stop it, stop it with the NBA influence. We need actual Dan Dockages out there. We need people who know college basketball during the game. Stop it.
I'm just going to assume you're not a Rex Chapman fan then, like Twitter is suggesting.
Oh my gosh, I like his glasses. That's
Hey,
about it.
Real quick before we get out of here, don't be afraid to live bet these games. I won some live bets this week. If your team gets down, or maybe even if it isn't your team, look at the live betting.
Sure.
When that line went down to Gonzaga -11 in the first half, I hammered it. No pun intended. When UCLA was down 8 with 4 minutes, hooked up UCLA on the money line.
Yeah.
big payout. Don't be afraid to live bet these tournament games. We're going to be back next Saturday, 11 to noon.
Again?
Right here on All Indiana Bets.
Cannot wait.
Wish
Let's
TV.
do it.
Good luck, everybody. Have fun watching the game.